Good morning. This is Kamera again. We're on day number 22, Exodus chapter 13 through Exodus chapter 15. Last we read the children of Israel were forced out of Egypt. Okay, during their journey out of Egypt, God advised Moses to implement this festival that the children of Israel should celebrate at least once a year, reminding them of all that God had done for them, delivering them from Egypt, and reminding the children and everyone of all that had gone through, all the plagues or what have you. And I love that because that continues. I mean, think about it. If you teach the children and they understand, then they're going to teach their children, and that keeps it going, keeps it going, keeps it going. And God told the children of Israel that if you guys just serve me, make me your God, and if you're obedient and basically you live a life pleasing to me, then I won't put any of those diseases that Egypt suffered on you. He said, I am your healer. And guys, remember this. This is the same God now that it was back then. And so keep that in mind. And those are some of the things we have to keep those in mind to remind us who God is and what his promises are. And so during their journey out, God did not lead them through the Philistine land, which is the shortest distance. He actually took them through a long route. And the reason why he says that, he says, because if they enter Philistine country and there's a battle, the children of Israel may get discouraged and run back to Egypt. And we got to look at our situations. That's real life, guys. That's real life. Sometimes we come against these obstacles God has delivered us from, these situations, and then things start getting hard. And guess what we do? We go right back to Egypt because we don't want to deal with the battle. And so he took them the long route. And the crazy part about this is, while he's doing that, Pharaoh hears about it. And so Pharaoh started having regrets. He says, oh my God, what was I thinking? Did I really let the entire children of Israel go? And so he takes his entire army, and they pursue the children of Israel. Okay, meanwhile, children of Israel, they are stuck between the Red Sea and the army of Egypt. Yeah, he's stuck. What do you call it? It's stuck between a hard place, a rock and a hard place. I love that part because it shows so much. Sometimes in life we are stuck in those hard places and we don't see a way out. And so the children of Israel start complaining to Moses, oh, you brought us out here to die. Oh, those children of Israel are going to drive you guys crazy during this next message. But you guys need to see yourself in this thing. When things start getting tough, we start complaining. Oh, no. So then, I love this part where the children of Israel start complaining to Moses about this. We could have died in Egypt. Oh, by the way, guys, I didn't tell you guys that. If you read it, you saw that God was still in the midst of the situation. He actually had a fire to lead them by night when they're walking at night, and he has a cloud to lead them by day. So what happened was he put that cloud behind them, between the Egyptians and themselves, so their enemies couldn't have seen them. And that's why I always think our enemies are a non-factor when God is in that picture. Keep that in mind, guys. Our enemies are a non-factor. And so and during the night he had the fire, and so the Egyptians didn't come near them or what have you. And so I love the fact that the children of Israel started complaining to Moses about the situation. Right, we could have died in Egypt. You brought us out here. They were gracing. Oh my God, the children of Israel complains. They just that quick. They forgot who God is. He was right there. They saw the fire. They saw the cloud. Don't be that person. Don't be that person, guys. If you have to stop what you're doing and focus on who's in control, do that. I have to do it all the time. So now God tells Moses, why are you crying to me? do what you got to do, okay? The children of Israel, I allowed that to happen because you guys, the Egyptians, I allowed that to happen so they could see the glory. And so, you guys, he raised his hand. Moses raised his hands, and the sea parted. The Red Sea parted. Winds blew day, night, all night, and I remember telling my grandson about this story a couple years ago. He's like, "So God created a tsunami?" I'm like, "Whoa!" I never saw it like that, but yes, He created a tsunami. So the waters were raised, and the land, the water, once it was raised, the land became dry. So the children of Israel walked on that dry land to the other side of the river. Egyptians, oh my gosh, come on, dude. Did you guys forget quickly who God is? Do you really think He's going to allow the waters to stay up for you? Come on. So once Moses and the last person feet reaches the banks of the other side, water come now and kills all of the Egyptians. The entire army gone, wiped out. And so, yeah, after that, the children of Israel are so excited. They're so happy. Now they believe. Now they believe in God and have faith in Moses. Now they believe. And so they offer up these praises to God. Moses creates this song of deliverance. Miriam starts to dance. They're doing their thing. And so they journey for like 3 days and without water. And so the children of Israel starts to complain. These children of Israel are going to really drive you nuts in these next few chapters. I'm telling you, these people are off the chain. Just make sure you're not that person who complains about every negative, just so negative and complains. It's like sometimes you got to stop and say, I'm not going to complain because I know God is in this. I know God's got this. My God. Those people annoyed me, all that complaining. And look at me. I'm complaining about them. All right, I won't complain. Lord, help me not to complain about the children of Israel because we can't be that person if we're not careful. But let me tell you, God doesn't like all that complaining. Just like you hate when your children complain, when your neighbor complain, when folks complain, just make sure you're not a complainer. And so Moses takes it to God. And actually, they ran across this river that had bitter water. So God gives Moses instructions on how to purify the water. And so, guys, listen, Moses' job is so hard. So hard. Just like our leaders. Their job is hard. I think of our leaders today, our ministers, our preachers, our pastors, and to deal with so many different personalities is not an easy task. It's not easy at all. If you're not going to go along with the program that God has blessed that leader to lead, like with my pastor, over 20 years, I followed my pastor. Whatever she said, I followed it because I trusted God and I trusted who He placed over me. And I thank God that was the best decision ever. And everything she told me to do was not easy. It was not. And so once she was retired, it was over. I mean, He sent me to another pastor. And so if you're not going to trust your leader, why even be there? Don't be a complainer. Don't be a complainer. And so now we see that the children of Israel are on their journey through the wilderness. And when we're going through trials, guys, this is going to be a great, great message, guys. A great story. So see yourself in this. See how God works. See how He reacts to certain things. Keep your eyes on the leaders as well. See how they do things. But guys, examine your heart and your mind and your personality through the whole thing. And through this thing, when God shows you yourself, ask Him to help you. We are only human. But we're more than conquerors too. We don't have to give in to the negativity. Don't have that mindset, well, this is who I am. Yeah, that is who you are. That's not who God, you're better than who you think you are. So you can overcome that complaining spirit, okay, that division spirit. So, that was day number 22, Exodus chapter 13 through 15. You got this. Keep the journey going. God bless and have a blessed day.